right, what's good, Humble fam? Welcome in. Come on in for another little visit here on The Humble Show. I am Grant Fletcher, joined by my co-host Brandon Cox and Moonbeam Hallows in the back here. If you're watching on YouTube, if you see us on YouTube, you can tell we're all in person together.
And if you're tuning in via Spotify, just look harder. You'll find us.
Yeah. You know, it's all good. I mean, you probably notice we at least sound different because we're not in our normal spots here, but we are reporting live, I guess, from the Fort Walton Convention Center here in Fort Walton Beach, Destin, Fort Walton Beach. We got radios chirping. There is activity. There are people in the hallway. Sarah, our very talented, dedicated sign language interpreter, is off camera over here. If you're watching on YouTube, you can't see her either way, but you know.
Sarah, do you want to come to do some sign language?
It's been a wild ride. No, my gosh.
Look how
she's not even warmed up yet, y'all. She hasn't done all of her stretches or anything like that.
You're just going to do the sign for...
Can you move it around so we can see Sarah? So
no, Sarah's a pro. She knows what she's doing here.
She's just going to do the sign for Goober Patrol.
Yeah. Here's the thing about, because people do that kind of thing to Sarah all the time. And I've said this a couple times before now. Like, if you think your job is hard, you should try being a sign interpreter at an anime convention. Because it's pretty wild.
So how do you spell all those interesting
yeah, Sarah,
names?
can we do like an interview with you real quick here? Yeah? Okay, cool. Look. Yeah, no, that's perfect. Yeah, yeah, this is mostly audio show anyway, Sarah. But so tell us about like since you're here, we have this opportunity. Tell us about your process.
All right. So as far as the names, you have to finger spell them all.
Oh, great.
So luckily with a lot of the languages that are not English, it's very phonetic. So I get as close as I can and just do my best.
Yeah.
Just do my best. I stay about 6 seconds behind where anybody is talking. So where you're talking, I'm about 6 seconds behind.
See, I always wondered that, like, if there's like a threshold you have to meet, or whatever it is. So that's pretty insightful. 6 seconds.
About 6 seconds.
I didn't know that. That's cool. What's awesome too, because we talk about how like dedicated you are. Because Sarah got in a wreck on the way up here.
Yes, I did.
And then still showed up the same day.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
sideswipe. It was great.
Yeah.
Interstate speeds, y'all.
It's dangerous out here working on the road. Especially in the southern states. I feel like we all just have no regard whatsoever for anything that's going on
it's
around
too hot
us.
to have regard.
Yeah.
So I noticed at a lot of our shows we have some funny panelists that love to make you say some
junk,
some dirty stuff.
They do. They have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
At your expense, like what kind of? I think
Jake the Snake Roberts is usually
Jake the Snake Roberts of wrestling fame.
He
what
likes
about
to throw those curses out there? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's signs for all of them. It's not like, you're making them up. Yeah.
Every bit.
And I think Chris Sabat had some fun at your expense as well at an anime show one time too. Is that right
yes.
or no?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see. Of all the things I've had to sign, Jiggly Butt was probably the thing that was the most interested, that the crowd was most interested in, because it would just pop up there, just Jiggly Butt. Every now and then.
You know what's crazy? What's funny is, when Hannah was here the other day, I mentioned something about Disney World or something like that, and if we were. Oh, you mean you're talking about on this show here, our listeners here? Yeah. Our other sign interpreter, if you want to get into the lore and the background there, Sarah, I'll let you take that one away.
Sure, there's two of us. We change out every 15 minutes to make sure that we don't get too exhausted from just the mental and the physical load that we carry going on for 4 or 5, 6 hours a day.
I can't even imagine. It's wild. But no, I said something about Disney World, and like literally the sign for Disney World or Disney in general is like you put your hands on your head as if like you're making the ears, mouse ears on your head. And I was like, oh man, that's such a little like charming like little thing. Sometimes you're just so like delighted. But I guess other times too, what's crazy is like if you don't finish a word or something like that, it ends up becoming a whole different word or whatever. But if you were going like really fast,
Well, we try to
It
make
could
sure that we finish
Well,
the,
of course,
the, the sentence. Complete sentences are always good.
Yeah.
However, when other people don't finish their sentences, we don't either. So
Yeah, I
we just try
know.
to follow around what's going on.
Because there's a lot of, like, when you're in the moment here too, there's a lot of times where people just don't, finish their thought or whatever, they move
Right.
on, and so it's a little crazy. But how's everybody's weekend been so far? Because what's going on is we had Friday night, we did the show, the convention. Excuse me, insider terms, y'all. We can't. And then Saturday all day yesterday, and it's Sunday morning right now.
Yes.
So we're about to open for the last day here in like less than an hour. So how's everybody's weekend been so far? Tell us about what's been going on.
It's truly been fantastic. Yesterday, of course, we had the costume competition, and I encountered something that I had never seen or I guess heard of before. I always make it an effort to tell people about the costume competition because it's in the pamphlet, and we make announcements, but there's just so much happening. It's so easy to get over encumbered with all of the stimulation being thrown at you that some people just, if someone is in cosplay, if someone is in impeccable cosplay, I like to tell them, like, hey, we have that competition going on. We have a wonderful $500 prize. You want to get in on that? I would say at least 3, but I believe more than that. People in amazing, immaculate cosplays telling me, hey, I really appreciate what you're saying, but I've already won several awards with this cosplay. I want to give everybody a chance. Such an amazing combination of benevolence and confidence. I love it.
With a touch of delusion, I might add. No, I'm kidding. Well, what was it? Was it a very good costume?
All of them. So one was an amazing Chainsaw Man costume. In the cosplayer, she said that she had already won, I think, 4 or 5 awards at other cons. And yeah, bottom line, she absolutely appreciated the fact that I, went to the effort to say, hey, amazing cosplay, get in there, bucko. But yeah, she said, I really appreciate it, but I've already won the awards. I'm going to give everybody else a chance.
Yeah, you can't win an award with the same costume or in the same category. Those are the rules. Check our website.
Oh, and it's not, I'm not just talking about our shows. I'm talking about other shows.
No,
as
I mean,
well.
yeah, in other events, you can't just go with the same costume and just hit up every show and win all the prizes in the same costume.
Well, the thing is, our judges, they move around. They do other events too, and they've probably even seen them like on Instagram or whatever.
Oh, for sure.
So they probably have like, oh yeah, I saw that one, that one, whatever elsewhere. So eventually, that'll catch up to you. It could be the next show. It could be further down the line, but eventually that will catch up to you. So
yeah.
we've had a good run. We had some good panels here. We had some folks do some
Full
trivia for us
panels.
on Friday. Yeah, we had a lot of panels yesterday. Saturday's always just like the crazy whirlwind of a day, But I really mostly just kind of facilitated the room on Friday. I did one panel on Friday with Leah Clark and Miss Ulala cosplay, her cosplayer that's like her mascot, I suppose, because Leah Clark is Toga in My Hero, and so Miss Ulala does Toga, and she's at the booth, and Leah says it's like Disneyland. You go to Disney, and there's
Yeah, people dressed up.
yeah, exactly. So
Hey, look,
they had one there.
man. Not
Yeah.
to tell tales out of school, but you know how I do.
We're gonna do it anyway.
Miss Ulala is going to be a guest in Louisiana at Louisiana Comic Con.
That's wonderful.
Always dropping those non-dropped items.
Well, what a great guest for the folks who run Louisiana Comic Con. I guess they'll be lucky to have her over there.
Yeah, man, we're excited.
Yeah, that's pretty good. She's pretty good.
She is a professional.
Yeah. No, she looks. I mean, that's why Leah. That's why she travels with Leah.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart, man.
So they did one together. That was really fun. On Saturday, we had Strange Cat Cosplay, one of our cosplay guests,
Who is
Do
Absolutely
amazing.
wonderful.
a panel who was on this show
A guest of the show, yes.
a couple episodes ago. And they did one on cosplay electronics, just like putting LEDs in your costumes and things like that, which is a lot more complicated than I thought, actually.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, man. Strange cat.
And Carly
There's
was
not,
like,
they really can do it all.
yeah, I know.
Like
It's,
they've got it going on. They're engineers and prop makers and seamstresses and
All very
or,
impressive.
whatever.
Like-
Seamsters.
just when I feel like I
What
can
do you
do a
call
lot of
it?
stuff, like I do a lot of things, like, they show, that whole crew shows up
Oh,
and
man,
they've just
yeah.
got all this amazing stuff that they make and this amazing stuff that they do, and it's so cool.
Yeah, they're very talented.
Oh, and that was really, really fun. And then what else did we do? Oh,
Remy and Rebecca.
Beku and Remy Domino. Yeah, they did one on gender bending cosplay, which is like, if you're, say, more female or female presenting, you want to play a male character and basically make that male character female, that or vice versa or whatever you want to do. And they just kind of talked about like how you would do that, but still also make that character recognizable as who they are, instead of someone being like, "Hey, that's a cool, I don't know, cape you got going on, I guess."
Yeah.
Oh, I've got to tell you
Um,
guys about. I've got a little story about that.
Oh yeah.
I was
wanna hear it.
visiting with Remy and Beku, and yeah, they're so sweet. They're so
Yeah.
cool, and I was just kind of how you just kind of catch yourself staring at somebody, and I was trying to find any kind of flaw in their faces. They
None.
were not wearing makeup, and I was
Yeah.
just looking. I was like, I'm going to find a pore or something. Oh no! So I mentioned, I was like, you guys got really good, like you guys have got some pretty skin, and I don't, I probably didn't say it like that. I probably was more awkward.
hmm
I mean, it's an objective fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, man, you guys. I mean, like, I'm trying to find a problem, and Rebecca Beku, she said that she has like a 15-step skincare regimen, and she's like, man, just got to be dedicated to it. 'Cause
I
you just
guess.
gotta stay a young teenage boy for those gender bending cosplays.
That's true.
So yeah.
I thought I was really doing something with my 5, occasionally 6-step
No, you
process.
gotta pull out the snail. There's one that's just like snail serum. It's like made from like the ooze from snails.
Mhm.
Well, that just sounds delightful.
That
You want to just rub some
I don't even know how you find
snail
that.
Yeah,
Find a
slime.
15-step regimen.
I-
It sounds like some kind of a
Yeah.
witch's potion
Yeah.
or something like that. You should put together Eye of
Yeah.
Newt and whatever else.
Yeah,
you
I
know.
think maybe that'd be a good thing. Stop by their table when you see them and really say, look, I'm gonna buy some prints, but I need that 15-step skincare regimen.
Yeah,
because
can you write
guys
that out
are
for me, please?
flawless.
Yeah, I have a serum step, but I'm pretty sure that serum does not come from snails.
Oh man, she said she can find it on Amazon.
I think that they just like crush up a bunch of spiders in mine.
Yeah. Yeah, mine is just a bunch of melted down razor blades all in one
Just
thing, and they
inside of
just
a
kind
bag.
of like, yeah.
Jeez.
Just smear that all over your mug and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Man, so like I said, Saturday's always a crazy day, right? I don't know what your experience was with Saturday,
Oh,
y'all in particular.
Well,
I think
mean,
Sarah will back me up on Saturday being a crazy
It was
day.
pretty crazy. It
Yeah.
was pretty crazy, yeah. A lot of people in here. But that was fantastic.
we like
That's good.
we like a crowd.
Well, your job was probably a little bit harder too, signing, because we had all like double panels. We had like 2 people in each panel on the stage at a time.
Lots of role shifting. That's what it's. And I just move my body. Depending
okay.
on which way my body is pointing is which person I am.
It's all the subtleties I feel like I don't pick up on when I'm in the moment, but I think I get like tunnel vision too, you know?
Well, you have to think. You're on the spot thinking of all the questions, so your
That's true.
brain's somewhere else.
Yeah, I feel like as much prep work as I do, you're never really like, you're at some point in time, you're going to be as prepared as you're going to be, and
Right.
that's about it. Once you go live, anything happens.
But
so.
you also, I was talking to somebody about this morning. I was like, you also allowed the guest enough leeway to allow them to lead the panel. That we had some really interesting conversations yesterday.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that up, because I do like that, because I think that, yes, like I think if I just kind of give someone a general bit of like teeing up
Right.
and then let them go, I think we get a much better conversation,
Mm-hmm.
you know, than if I just try to like, oh, I've got to talk about A, B, C, and D.
Right.
and that's it. You know what I mean? I'll maybe have a list, and if we don't get to C or we don't get to D, it's not a big
It's
deal.
not a big deal. No. You see
So-
that humanity there that a lot
Yeah.
of people don't realize that these are regular people.
Yeah.
They've got some really cool stories. They have a cool job, but
Right. No, like you're absolutely right, because I think that, these folks do they're at conventions all the time,
right.
and so I try to do whatever I can to make sure that they are getting it's at least a little bit more unique, because we've talked about this before. They've answered these questions about 1,000 times
Oh,
over and over
yes.
again. And it's no one's fault, because of the fact that they're answering it in Fort Walton Beach on this stage for the first time ever for these people. It's the first time they're hearing it. But when they do this all the time, they're so I try to make it a little bit different, a little bit interesting for them. I just think we have more fun doing it that way. I feel like it reflects better on us in general too. And
I had a hard
happens.
Saturday. I watched Bags, and that bag
you did.
kept moving.
Is this a euphemism?
No, I legit watch a backpack for the most part of the weekend, and no, I'm just kidding. I didn't really have to watch the bag that much this weekend. We had it in a secure location.
Good.
Well, that's good. Because
But,
this bag had what kind of cargo are we talking about? Do we even know? Is it still a mystery?
You know what?
It's puppies.
It's puppies.
It's
I mean, it was
Wow.
moving. She said it kept moving, so it
Yeah.
has to be
It
puppies.
had little holes cut out in the bottom for their legs to come out, and they
It's-
just
It's either that or it's the spiders for my serum, one or the
Oh,
other.
yeah. Brandon makes it himself. Actually,
know what I
he
mean?
left that part out.
I think
Homebrew.
I think it's wolf pups because we're in Destin.
That's true.
Haunted,
Spooky.
those,
haunted, spooky wolf
those
pups.
it's those ghost wolves. Have you
Sarah,
heard about
Sarah
this?
doesn't know that.
You don't know about the ghost wolves?
No, I have no
It's
idea.
like
I
we
have no
did a
idea.
little research, and there's some local lore here in the Destin area that there's some bridge, I don't know, where on the third Wednesday of the month at midnight, you can see ghost wolves running across the water underneath this bridge. They're very punctual. They keep a really strict, tight schedule. Third Wednesday of the month at midnight.
And
That's
it's
it.
including leap years and everything.
Yeah.
Still
I
third
guess
Wednesday.
so. Yeah, I guess so. Even in a month where you have like an extra Wednesday, because that happens a few times a year. I don't know why they like Wednesday. Might be like nickel beer night somewhere or something like that, and they're just
Kids
trying
eat
to get
free.
there.
Yeah,
Maybe
kids
kids eat free. I'm not really sure, but they love that third Wednesday of the month, and
Yeah.
they turn up on the third Wednesday, I guess. So
We had a meeting on the first day, and we told all the volunteers, if someone comes up to you and says that they got that dog in them, break out the sage. Just start burning that, because they're not saying like, hey, I didn't pay child support. They're saying, hey, I have that dog in me. I'm haunted now.
It's just the dog.
It's just that dog,
yeah,
Hey, look. Yesterday, I probably shouldn't tell this, but this is the podcast, baby.
hey.
Justin Briner spent about 3 hours at the video game room.
No, I was going to talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that you said it,
Had
yeah.
to play some Street Fighter 6. He's a super nerd. He
Well-
is very good at video games.
No. So here's the thing. What happened was his panel was the last panel of the day, and it was a double panel. It was Justin Briner, who is Deku in My Hero, and David Matrenga, who is Todoroki in My Hero, for that final panel. And Justin was in the Street Fighter 6 tournament, which is funny because David Matrenga is in Street Fighter 6. Did you know
Yes,
that?
he's
He's
Ken.
Ken in Street Fighter 6. We
Whoa.
talked about that a little bit.
Yeah.
So Justin goes in there and enters the tournament, and then has to like bow out because his panel is starting. So he has to, like, as he says, disqualify himself, and then goes to the green room, and then like we get ready and we go down here,
Yeah.
and Jessica's at the door. Hold on one second. We'll be right with you, Jessica. I hope y'all heard that. I hope that wasn't too loud on the thing.
It's gonna
But,
be all right.
So I just wanted to use the megaphone on
I
the
know.
podcast at some point. But and so he leaves and he goes and gets on stage. And the thing is, a lot of people don't necessarily know like who all these voice actors look like, what they look like. And so he's on stage giving his panel. In the middle of his panel, because the gaming room is directly across the hallway from us, I see a group of guys walk out of the gaming room, and they look through the door and they look on stage and they look at Justin and they point at him and they look back into the gaming room and they look up at him and they start talking amongst themselves and like, what the hell is going on here?
We've been bamboozled.
Yeah, they're like, did I get my ass kicked by Deku in the Street Fighter?
I guarantee you did.
And he I think he said he'd only lost like one match up to that point.
Nice.
So he was doing pretty well.
Yeah.
He's good, man. He's a gamer
Yeah.
for sure.
It's rad, man. We had I said a big day. We got a big day coming up today too, I think, as well. Sunday's like, like we say, it's the day where you can kind of hit the show, relax a little bit. You don't have to worry about fitting everything in and just kind of actually take in all the stuff that you might have missed the day before or whatever, because it's so exciting.
It's the victory lap.
Shopping.
Yeah, and actually do
Yeah.
some shopping, some real
Meet some
shopping instead of
guests.
trying to, and actually, meet guests. I think it's probably easier to meet certain guests on Sundays too, depending upon
Yeah.
the show. We're giving you some hot tips here for your convention going,
Hey,
just
listen,
so
you
y'all
know what we didn't mention? We had old DJ Jigglypuff here last night.
We
Yes, we did.
Man, he shows up. He's like dressed
Oh yeah.
for the part.
He
He's wearing
is.
some like neat hot pink and like blue kind of thing with like he's like all the way down to his shoes.
He was
He's got
really really nice. And
Yeah.
I blind booked him. Like
Yeah.
it was one of those things where it was like he reached out and said, "Hey, you have an event. You need a DJ?" And I was like, "You know what? I do need a DJ." And he was like, "Well, I DJ." I was like, "Well, you're hired."
and he even made us like a really entertaining video in
He's
front of like a
He
green
was
screen.
sweet, man.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
I think it was a bit of a missed opportunity. We could have chosen this time to book DJ Qualls, and we just
And
Well,
the
there's-
rave
that's
with
always
DJ Qualls.
That is always a missed opportunity.
guys, what do I do up here? You do the thing. Come on, do it.
Do you know that? You remember that line from The New Guy? Just do that line from The New Guy for 2 hours.
Or sing some funk.
Yeah, that's true. He can sing some funk. He proved that in that movie, right?
Oh yeah,
And again, he was in that one episode of Breaking Bad. So,
Man,
and he
in
was
Hustle and
really
Flow.
good.
oh yeah,
He
Yeah.
was in Hustle and Flow. The boy's got soul.
Yeah, man, it's it's really funny what comes up. So since we're talking about things that happen after hours, right? On Friday night, there was a group of people who Brandon was perfectly safe, but there's a group of people who thought that Brandon was gone, that he had become one with the waves.
It was. I once again, and I've said this to everybody. I went to like where the water like hit my waist, and like people like were screaming at me like I was throttling a baby. What are you doing? No, you get back here. Like,
It's sharks.
I'm capable. Yeah, I can do this. I promise. I've been in kids' pools before that were deeper than this.
Well, the thing is, Brandon, is your waist is higher than most people's, so
That's
you
true.
were still further out than what they might be comfortable going, I guess.
We call those people weenies.
Oh, okay.
And we give them
Right.
nuggies.
Yeah. Miss Sarah. I don't know if you guys noticed. But
Sarah's very tall.
She's
I'm
got
tall.
quite the height on her.
You were telling me your son is too tall for certain rides at theme parks.
My son
like-
is 6'9".
Yeah, you've heard of people not being
Whoa!
tall enough to get on rides. He's too tall to get on
He's
rides.
too tall to get
Yeah.
on rides. He rode some of the ones where you have to be like 48 inches or whatever. He was 3 getting on those
Yeah.
log plume
Oh my goodness.
things. He's a big boy.
And they were like, "So are you in 9th grade or 10th grade?"
Oh, it's been horrible
Yeah.
his whole life. I was carrying him when he was a baby, and he would drag down my leg. And I'm 6'3", so I'm not short.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
It's in
and
the
they
genes.
would tell me, put him down. He's a big boy. He needs to walk. I was like, dude, he can't walk yet.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not quite there yet.
Not there yet.
Yeah.
The locomotion's not all that
We
way.
had a-
I feel like I can't walk at this point in time.
Yeah, it's Sunday.
We're gonna power through it.
we had a one more thing about Miss Sarah and Hannah and how tall and beautiful they
So sweet.
we had a volunteer one time and he was probably 5'4", 5'5", and he went to escort them somewhere and he said, "I just felt like a hobbit walking walking with these supermodels."
She was one of he was one of the 9 on a very great quest. That's
Yeah.
rad. No, I think so I saw out there's someone with some of those gacha machines, you know,
Oh,
the
yeah,
Japanese
yeah.
vending
My
machines.
children are obsessed with those
So
when they're here.
I think I got a pocket full of quarters right now. You
Oh,
can hear them
yeah?
jingling in my pocket. I'm gonna hit that thing
You ready
up.
to hit those up?
Yeah, I'll bring some of those
Let's
to
do
MJ.
it,
I think
man.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna do that, and then I don't know. There's some really good. So someone did you
Oh.
ever watch the Venture Brothers?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's someone out there with some really awesome Venture Brothers stickers. I want to go grab me an armful of Venture Brothers
You gotta
stickers
decorate
too.
the old Subaru.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I have other people also want those too. And then who's our oh gosh, what's the name of their booth? They have the Waffle Ho sticker.
Oh, that
it's
would
like
be
Waffle House, but the letters are.
I
Yes.
got one of those on Friday.
Why can't I think of that?
I know it.
I know-
It's
I know
Pop
that's-
ramen,
Yes.
Pop ramen, and they are the sweetest.
Sarah is an absolute sweetheart, and she was the first person to make a purchase at the official merch booth this year.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
she is super. They're both of those chicks, man. They're so rad. I get so many compliments. I have several of their stickers on my laptop, and
Yeah.
I get compliments on those stickers.
They're
and
wonderful.
Compliments on the Waffle Ho button that I have. People think that is hilarious, and
Yeah,
of course
Is
Is
I
that
think.
the same one that has the pass holder, but the P is missing?
Oh, I'm not sure.
That's fine. Look, we
Maybe.
can say that on this. show.
Whoops.
I'm not real
You know,
sure.
we keep it PG, occasionally PG-13 on this one here.
I did not say rave you damn nerds on the mic yesterday. I was just like rave you nerds.
You rave, you gosh gone
What
nerds.
does the flyer say for the rave? What did it say?
Rave, you damn nerds.
It
But
did-
it's
yeah,
it's so
whatever.
light.
Oh, gotcha.
And the reason
Yeah.
why we did that because I don't know if you guys saw in My Hero Academia, he says, "Rage, you damn nerd."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's lifted from
Yeah,
a
so-
Bakugo
I like it.
line.
It's whatever.
So yeah, we're all here. We're
Yeah.
all. I think we can take a D word from time to time. We can drop a D bomb.
I don't know. Like
No,
it sounds-
we're
it
not
sounds
dropping no
bad.
D-bomb.
that sounds worse than what it actually is. When I say it like that.
Drop a D.
In the words of the late great Sir DMX, I put in work and it's all for the kids.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, are we, Brandon? Are you going to do any shopping today? You know what else I've seen too? I've never noticed before until this show, but there's a couple booths that have them. They're like golden, like $1,000 bills or something like that, and they all have
Oh,
like a
man.
different character on them, and they're kind of like foily, and they have like something on the back and the front.
Yeah.
And
That would
it was
line
such
up on
a
the floor of Neum's room.
yeah. They'd be all over your kids' room, but they do look really cool. That looks like a good autograph type
yeah.
opportunity.
Super
You
cool,
know,
yeah.
get someone to sign
That'd
that,
be
something
rad.
unique.
I hit up Lovers Over Losers yesterday. Have you guys know about that?
Tell me about
Okay,
them
so
because
they're
I'm
the-
sure I saw it.
They're
but-
the booth. They get like a double booth, and they have the hand painted denim jackets and vests. And
oh yeah.
yeah, I mean it's their artwork and it's some sort of sublimation on there, but then they go around it. I'm assuming they do some kind of airbrush before they put it on there, so it's not vibrant, and then they hit it with some paint splatters, and they just look really cool and really punk rock. I bought
Yeah.
Lola May.
Yeah.
I bought both my girls a denim jacket.
That's something
They're
really dope.
super excited.
Cheryl's here. Cheryl was on a show at one point in time as well, but
What's up,
she's
Cheryl?
staying quiet now. Cheryl's a trooper because she was not feeling well at all yesterday, and she's here today. So we applaud you, Cheryl. Thank
Come
you for
stick
your
your face
thank you
in
for
real
your
quick.
service. Just come say hey. They won't be able to hear you, but you can say hey unless yeah. And then there's one vendor too who said this is their first con going solo. They like split a booth with some before. I can't remember the name of the booth now, but
Is it
They
the
have
one with
these,
the iron-on patches?
yeah,
I
yeah.
stopped and talked to them. They've got some nice stuff.
They're really
They
cool. It's
do.
like embroidered patches, and it's
Yes.
like character
Made-to-order
profiles.
stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
and like
that's cool.
some of them are like glow in the dark and like blacklight affected too,
Oh,
and
rad.
like so that's
I like
really
a black
really
light,
dope one.
glow in the dark.
And they've got those like some of those like little stretchy lanyard things you can put like your what have yous on your what. I don't know. There's all kind of like cool stuff on the floor is what I'm saying, and I'm
What's
gonna
up,
go
Joseph?
do some shopping whenever I get the opportunity today.
There's some cool
As
3D
well.
print stuff out there too.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you like owlbears, if you're a D&D person, there's some D&D stuff out there.
Yeah.
Speaking of D&D,
So-
Yeah.
We're pretty excited about it. We'll probably see some of these folks up at upcoming shows too. By the time this drops, it'll be
yeah,
Wednesday. The show
we got a
will be
whole
over,
D&D
but,
room
uh,
Alabama Comic Con.
Yeah, you told me about
Fantastic.
that. We were talking about that
Yeah,
before.
we haven't announced it yet, but I'm gonna drop that on Monday.
Well, we announced it on the show already, so.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's,
We're double
it's not on the
dipping.
website
This is why people listen to this show and watch the show,
because I
Yeah.
can't keep a secret.
is because Moonbeam can't keep a secret. So if you get her talking in an opportunity, you can learn all kinds of things.
I will trauma dump, and I will also tell you every secret that I've ever heard in my life.
Well, you got to take the good with the bad,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So I don't think Alabama Comic. We're gonna probably get together, later in the week this week and just wrap up talking about this event here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because we still have all of today,
Yeah.
and then start looking ahead to Alabama Comic Con. But I don't even know if we have some. I don't even know if there's anyone else that is going to be announced for Alabama Comic Con. That show is
it's
stacked.
It's
stacked
That
and
is a
packed.
good lineup.
It's
That is
packed
a
and
good
it's
lineup.
stacked, especially in the back.
We got Lou Diamond Phillips coming now. Look, I'm just going to glaze over that.
Brother, want to thank your mother for a butt like that.
Yeah. I don't even know.
Can I get some fries with it? You want to talk about Allison's little party real quick? Throw that out.
Yeah,
there.
I think we should actually. Allison's been on the show before.
I should have sang that.
I wasn't going to, but
Since I brought it
put
up.
her business out there. But I guess we can do that. No, Allison turned 50 last week.
50 years old.
How are you supposed to say
And-
that online?
She turns 29 years
She turned
old.
29 years old next week, which means she's entering her final year of her
This
20s.
was last week.
And yeah, you're right, last week. And so we had a surprise party for her, and folks wore muumuus to the party because that
Oh
is
yes.
I didn't.
old lady
you
garb,
know,
I guess.
Sarah and Hannah. Neither one of them were in that group.
Really?
It's okay. I
Where-
don't social.
Oh,
Well, I don't have them in the group because I just took the guys out.
you know what? Yes,
Yeah,
stay out of the group. It's fine.
Look,
It's fine. It does not bother me.
you'll say something. I'll be like, "Hey," the first thing I'll say is, "Hey, don't respond to this," and then the next
Right.
thing I know is I get a
Oh.
gift
Yeah, don't do that.
of some little kid
Mm.
saying yes, no, or somebody drinking
goodness.
coffee.
That is the most egregious onionness possible.
It is,
Yeah, that's some onion acting
but I keep
BS
doing it.
right there.
I keep giving you guys the opportunity to not fail on that. But you still do it.
Can't not do it. Can't
I'll
not
g-
fail.
I'll be like, please don't respond to this, and it'll be like,
do what I
thumbs up.
want.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that was cool. What was great about that though is that would have been planned for like weeks, and everybody kept it a secret.
Yeah,
It
even me.
worked. She was surprised.
Yeah, she was.
We even had celebrity guests there. We won't say who, but we had some
We had a
show
little
up.
karaoke.
Yeah, a little karaoke and everything.
Yeah.
So Allison is popular with the guests. We'll just say that our celebrity guests. So let's say that much.
She
She
is
takes,
quite the popular lady.
but it's because she takes care of everybody and she takes everything in stride. And
She'll fight you. She'll take your head.
she'll fight you. I'm scared of her, terrified of her.
Yeah.
I don't. I think my like being within arm's reach of her. I usually step like a foot away from her just to make sure she can't reach me immediately.
She does MMA and
Yeah,
she's a tough
she
lady.
is like a mountain climber. She fought a bear that one time,
A cocaine bear.
a cocaine bear one time. Just a real legend of a human
Too
being.
bad
I think
you're
that
not,
was an angel
excited.
dust bear. little bit of little
Is that
little
the son of a cocaine bear?
little bit of PCP never hurt no bear no how.
That's awesome. And I can't think of a better way to end the show
Yeah.
today than just
game?
pouring some love on Allison. What's that? No game? Do we have a game
Do we
this
have a
week?
game?
No.
Grant's
The
like,
game
"Oh, wait a
is
minute."
go back and get ready for the show.
Tell you what,
Save the game.
you want to save the game for next time? Because I had an idea, but it's something leading up to Alabama Comic Con.
Okay.
So I want to kind of hold on to that. So yeah, maybe we will hold on to a game until next time.
Do it.
So anyway, all that said, we're about to open up the doors here in just a few minutes.
Yeah, I gotta go do
Let
some
people
stuff.
start coming in. Moonbeam's got stuff to do, and then we'll
Got
get
some bags full.
together for next week, and we'll
Check
talk
on the
about
puppies.
today and see what's
Absolutely.
going on. Make sure those puppies got plenty of water. So yeah, y'all, we'll be back next week. We're gonna put a cap on My Hero Con Florida, but until then, y'all stay humble.